Hello fragrance family and friends, I'm Tommy with Studio Scent. Today I've got 10 fragrances for you to bring in spring. I call them the spring clean fragrances because they make you feel clean, refreshed, invigorated, ready and prepared for anything, feeling good and smelling good. And that's what we're about on this channel. Studio Scents is smelling great. So when we return, I'm going to go over these 10 spring clean fragrances. We'll talk about each one of them, that and more, so stay tuned. Hey guys, and welcome back. So it's that time again to dust off the shelves, put away those warm, spicy fougères, those oriental fragrances, and then bust out the fresh, clean, invigorating spring and summertime fragrances. So today I'm going to show you my spring rotation list of 10 fragrances that I feel like are fresh, invigorating, and spring oriented. So let's go ahead and dive right in. We've got 10 to go over. Our first spring clean fragrance we're going to talk about is from the house of Christian Dior. It is Dior Homme Eau. Dior Homme Eau is discontinued, but it is a fantastic, epic, fresh, clean spring fragrance. This one features that beautiful iris note that is in Dior Homme Intense, the new Dior Homme Intense. This one came out in 2014. François de Maquet is the fragrance, the nose behind the fragrance. You've got bergamot, grapefruit, and coriander in the top, Florentine, iris absolute in the heart, resting on a base of Virginian cedar. So this one is very iris cedar oriented. That's pretty much what you get in this, but it's such a refreshing fragrance. I'm not actually wearing anything today, so I love this fragrance. This is one that you can't really overspray. It really does bring an epic essence of spring, and especially with that iris note, it's never feminine, it's never makeup-y. It's like the perfect iris note in this, along with some other Givenchy fragrances that feature orris or iris. One of the best spring fragrances ever, in my estimation, Dior Homme Eau. Another great spring fragrance is actually a re-release from an original 1949, and in fact that's what it's called. It's from the house of Rochas, and it is Moustache Original 1949. This fragrance came out in 2018. It features in the top a really nice citrusy bergamot and lemon combination. You got lavender, neroli, and violet in the heart, so it's got a very floral heart, resting on a base of white musk and patchouli. But this is a very masculine, don't let that floral heart fool you. This is a very masculine fragrance, almost like a barbershop fougere without all the spice. So it's just a lightly spicy but very aromatic fougere for men. One of my favorite new releases that's like that is Moustache Original 1949. Our next spring clean fragrance came out in 2019. It is from the house of Givenchy. It is Givenchy Gentleman Cologne. It's got the white band around it, and it just simply says Gentleman Givenchy. So you won't see the word cologne on this fragrance. Don't be confused, but if you see it's all white, then that's the Givenchy Gentleman Cologne. It is not, however, an eau de cologne. It still is an eau de toilette concentration. In the top, you've got that nice, bright, citrusy bergamot, lemon, and a little bit of spice with the rosemary. And then, of course, the heart of this is that beautiful iris note that the Gentleman line is so well known for. And it's a similar iris to Dior. That's the one reason I really like the Dior Homme line and this line, is because of that really, really nice iris note. Iris can be overdone, it can be underdone, but I feel like they did it perfectly in these fragrances. This is an elegant, refreshing, musky fragrance for men. It does feature vetiver and musk in the base, so it's a perfect base for that iris and those brighter citrusy notes to rest on. This is a perfect after shower or after manscaped fragrance to add that extra energy and spring and vitality in your step. Givenchy Gentleman Cologne. This next fragrance has been lauded and hailed throughout the fragrance community. It's been talked an awful lot, so I don't want to over talk about it, but it really is the perfect spring fragrance in my estimation. It is from the house of Varvatos. It is Artisan Pure. You've got fruits, clementine, petitgrain, mandarin, bergamot, lemon, are featured in the top of this fragrance. You've got a citrus blossom, you've got coffee bean and ginger in the heart. So you've got amber, musk, iris, and some woody elements. That's the base that all those notes are resting on. There's a ton of notes in this fragrance, but it comes off very herbaceous and almost medicinal, but it's a very green, fresh, new growth type fragrance, perfect for spring. Take a little bit of aquatic and a little bit of ozonic, mineralic, and vegetal. You mesh those together and you come up with Varvatos Artisan Pure. I love this fragrance. There are a lot of people that stand behind it. I'm one of those people. Perfect spring fragrance. If you don't have it in your repertoire or arsenal for spring, I would highly recommend putting it in your rotation. Our next fragrance is a relatively simple designer fragrance from the house of Salvatore Ferragamo, but I really like it. In fact, I love this entire line. It is from the Uomo line of fragrances. It is Casual Life. Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo Casual Life. The atomizers are a little bit hard to deal with. They're a little funky in this particular line, but I love the smell of this fragrance. It's all about freshness and casual life. It's a perfect named fragrance. It features lemon zest, violet leaf, and cardamom in the top. You've got iced coffee, ambroxan, and a geranium note in the heart, resting on a base of cashmere wood, white cedar wood, and a nice musky note. So that coffee note really comes through. There's a combination of that ambroxan, that coffee note, and that geranium that gives this the strength and the performance that you need in a nice casual fragrance. It will last you all day long. I get a good 6 to 7, 8 hours out of this fragrance. It makes you feel like getting into a new project, and it gives you energy to finish old projects that you're working on so that you don't procrastinate. So this is a perfect non-procrastination springtime fragrance in my estimation, Salvatore Ferragamo's Casual Life. Our next fragrance is from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. It is a fantastic addition to the Y line. It is YO Fraiche. YO Fraiche has not been around for a long time. It's a 2020 release. So if you haven't had an opportunity to enjoy this one, I highly recommend picking it up for a really fresh, bright, zesty, lemon, peppermint oriented fragrance. This is the Y. You've got Y Live, Y Eau de Toilette, and Y Eau de Parfum. This is also an eau de toilette concentration, but it's a very lemony, fresh, zesty, fruity fragrance that combines that really nice, purely masculine DNA that everyone loves in this particular line, if you like the line. It's a derivation or a little bit of a difference from the original Y Eau de Toilette, and I really enjoy this one as a spring fragrance. You've got lemon, ginger, and pepper in the top. You've got geranium, peppermint, juniper, and lavender in the heart, with a nice cedar wood and frankincense base that gives a little bit of resinous darkness. You've got some really bright citrusy notes. You've got a nice peppermint zing to this in the heart of it, and then you get a little bit darker base. It's a great blend, a great combination. It does a great spring and summertime job with that Y DNA. This is their take on that. Really enjoy YO Fraiche. Another 2020 release that I've had the occasion to wear here lately that I really just love because of its very herbaceous, ozonic, and vegetal nature is from the house of Acqua di Parma. It is Acqua di Parma Colonia Futura. This particular fragrance was designed to celebrate the best aspects of nature. It's made almost wholly with natural ingredients. You've got bergamot, lemon, grapefruit, and pink pepper in the top, lavender and clary sage in the heart. You've got vetiver and various woods in the base. If you love the smell of heavy, green, natural vegetation, you're gonna love Acqua di Parma Colonia Futura because it's a to me, in my estimation, this is probably the best spring fragrance that's come out in a very long time. Even though it's a fairly new release, 2020, it's done a fantastic job of hailing itself as one of the best spring fragrances out there. Again, extremely vegetal, extremely green, and if you like those aspects, you'll love Acqua di Parma's Colonia Futura. Our next fragrance is just one that I really enjoy right around springtime when the weather starts warming up just a little bit. It's from the house of Hugo Boss. It came out in 2019. It is Hugo Reversed. Hugo Reversed is wholly a casual wear fragrance. Of course, you could wear it upscale or dressed up, but it really just doesn't have that spit shine to it. It's just really nice. It's a great signature scent for just doing whatever it is that you want to do. It's got a really nice energetic and motivational DNA or center or heart to it. It features a nice citrusy open with bergamot and grapefruit, typical for a man's fragrance, but it's got a very spicy heart with rosewood and then a aroma chemical called pamplewood, and it rests on a base of a very dry, grassy green, elegant vetiver. This is one of the better fragrances that Hugo Boss has released in recent years. I feel like when it was first released, it was a little bit too high of a price to recommend having, but now that it's dropped down to like 30 or below 30 bucks, this is a fantastic grab, especially for spring and summer. So if you don't own Hugo Reverse, I recommend giving it a try. This is a great all-around casual fragrance. You might think this next fragrance for a spring clean fragrance is an odd choice or a strange pick for me, but I really enjoy the fresh ingredients, the spices, and the lemon that is in this. It is a Versace fragrance. It's Versace Eros Eau de Parfum. I don't want to take away the clubbing nature of Eros. A lot of people think it's just a basic clubbing fragrance, but I really enjoy the fresh minty lemon zest that's in this. It's definitely a fragrance that brings to mind, to me, new beginnings, fresh starts, and that's what spring is all about. So to me, it's a perfect spring pick. You've got lemon, orange, spearmint, and a nice lightly sweet candied apple in the top of this, so it's very bright, fresh, and fruity. You've got geranium, clary sage, and a little bit of a strength there in the amber max, which is the heart of this. Resting on a base of Virginian cedar, you've got vetiver or pure, patchouli or pure, sandalwood, leather, and vanilla. Overall, a huge improvement out of the original Eros Eau de Toilette. To me, the Eau de Parfum, fantastic signature scent, and it's an excellent herald to bright sunshine and new beginnings in springtime. And that's why Eros Eau de Parfum is one of my spring clean picks. Our last spring clean scent that we're going to feature today kind of has a special place in my heart. It is discontinued, unfortunately, but there are still plenty to be found when you're looking for it. It is from the house of Guerlain. It is L'Homme Ideal Cologne. I love this fragrance. I can't get enough. This is actually my second bottle. I couldn't find a bigger bottle. I actually found this at a rack store for a really good deal, which you can't really find it at rack stores anymore, but you can still find it online here and there. This is an overall wonderfully lemony, milky, creamy, almondy fragrance, all the above. And if you like anything about those descriptors, you'll really enjoy this fragrance. Again, cologne is just in the name. It's not an eau de cologne, it's an eau de toilette. It does have really good performance, but it's something that you want to spray on a lot of. I'm a heavy sprayer of this fragrance because I love the smell of it. The aura that this gives off is a very nice, clean, refreshing spring fragrance and vibe and scent, and that's why it's one of the best spring clean fragrances out there to dust off the shelf and reuse again. If you don't have this fragrance, please pick it up. I highly recommend it. You'll truly enjoy it. If you like almondy, creamy, lemony, zesty fragrances. It features grapefruit, orange, and bergamot in the top. You've got almond and neroli in the heart, resting at a base of Indian vetiver and white musk. So you can tell by the ingredients kind of where I'm going with this. It's a really refreshing, wonderfully energetic, and revitalizing fragrance. Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal Cologne. Well guys, that's it for my pick of 10 refreshing spring clean fragrances. So what are some of your picks for your spring rotation? Have you used some of these, and what's your experience like with them? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you feel like other scents belong in this rotation, let me know that as well. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking out my list video today. And as always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Scents, and I'll see you tomorrow.